Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 257. Angels are mediators of God's love and goodwill towards humankind, and their mission is always benevolent, which can be summarized in the 5 following ways. Okay, number 1, angels announce and forewarn. An angel announced in advance to Abraham and Sarah the conception and birth of their son Isaac, according to Genesis chapter 18, verses 9 to 14. The angel of the Lord foretold the birth of Samson, according to Judges chapter 13, verses 2 to 24. Gabriel announced the birth of John the Baptist and Jesus, according to Luke chapter 1, verses 13 and 30. An angel announced the birth of Jesus to the shepherds, and suddenly a chorus or a large gathering of heavenly hosts joined them in praising God. Angels also forewarned the righteous of imminent danger. An angel forewarned Abraham and Lot about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, according to Genesis chapter 18, verses 16 to Genesis chapter 19, verse 29. An angel warned Joseph to flee to Egypt, according to Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. Second thing that angels do is they guide and instruct. Angels guide and instruct. Abraham had repeated conversation with angels, and they guided him during his journeys, according to Genesis chapter 24, verse 7. And when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, the Bible says that the angel of God guided them, according to Exodus chapter 14, verse 19. During the Exodus, God told the people of Israel in Genesis chapter 23, verse 20, "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared." An angel of the Lord, or an angel gave instructions to Cornelius, according to Acts chapter 10, verses 3 to 7. Third, angels guard and defend. They guard and defend. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who take refuge in him, according to Psalm chapter 34, verse 7. An angel made Balaam revise his prophecy and rewrite his message, according to Numbers chapter 22, verses 21 to 38. God's angelic army stood by to defend Elisha and his servant, according to 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17. An angel prevented Abraham from sacrificing Isaac, according to Genesis chapter 22, verses 9 to 12. And an angel protected the lives of Daniel and his 3 Hebrew friends in Daniel chapter 3, verse 28, and Daniel chapter 6, verse 22. The angel of death slew the firstborn of Egypt to force Pharaoh to release the Israelites, according to Exodus chapter 12, verse 23. The angel of the Lord slew the army of Sennacherib, to keep him from destroying Jerusalem, according to 2 Kings chapter 19, verse 35. Jesus said he could have called on 12 legions of angels to save himself if he wanted to, according to Matthew chapter 26, verse 53. Paul Patton was a missionary in the New Hebrides, and he once was surrounded by hostile natives who were intent on burning down his mission headquarters. He and his wife were all alone in the headquarters, and they prayed for divine protection all night, and they were amazed that the next morning to see that the attackers had left for no apparent reason. A year later, the chief of the tribe converted to Christ, and John asked the chief why he and his men had left that night. And the chief replied in surprise, "Well, who were all those men that you had with you? There were hundreds of men in shining garments." Fourth thing that angels do is they minister to our needs. They minister to our needs. Peter was in great need when an angel released his chains and marched him out of prison. An angel ministered to Elijah when he was exhausted and fed him some hot cakes and some water, according to 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 5 to 7. After Jesus fasted for 40 days and was tempted by the devil, it says that angels attended him, according to Mark chapter 1, verse 13. And finally, fifth, angels assist in judgment. Angels assist in judgment. When the people shouted that Herod spoke as God in Acts chapter 12, verse 23, the Bible says that immediately, because Herod did not give praise to God, an angel of the Lord struck him down, and he was eaten by worms and died. And the sheep and the goats will be divided when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all of his angels with him, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. So our key point today is that angels execute God's will in heaven and on earth. And our key verse, Hebrews chapter 1, verse 14, are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. God bless you. See you tomorrow for another episode of Spiritual Foundations for Life.